Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig Sports. Today is Monday, October 24th, and this is the NBA DFS video for today. So in today's video, I'm going to be going through the injuries on today's slate. It's an 8-game slate overall, talking about my core picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings. Since it's Monday and I haven't done a video since Friday, I'm going to skip over the recap part for this video, but in terms of the recap, it was 5 for 5 on DraftKings on Friday and then 2 for 5 on FanDuel. So not the best day on the FanDuel side, but DraftKings was very strong. Ended up cashing both of my main lines on both FanDuel and DraftKings and most of the GPPs that I did end up playing on Friday overall. But with that being said, we'll get right into the injuries for today. So we have the Pacers who are without Daniel Tice and Miles Turner. No major changes there. We'll see what their starting lineup looks like. They do have Terry Taylor in there, although he did come off the bench the last game, so we'll see how that all shakes out. For the Philadelphia 76ers, they're all the way healthy at this point in time. Then we move over to the Toronto Raptors, who are without Otto Porter Jr. Scotty Barnes looking like he's doubtful today, so going to be somebody new in that starting lineup. They have projected Thaddeus Young at this point in time. Would not be surprised if it's like Precious Achiuwa or Kem Birchlight or somebody like that, moving Siakam back over to the 4. Chris Boucher is questionable to play. If he ends up playing and he doesn't have like a super restricted minutes limit or something like that, he could be somebody that's definitely in play today. Then for the Miami Heat, they're without Omar Yurtseven, Victor Oladipo once again. Nikolai Jovic is out. And then we have Caleb Martin, who's out today, serving a 1-game suspension. So either Duncan Robinson or Max Strus will likely start in his place, and both should see some more minutes. Both are probably going to be pretty decent plays overall today. Then we move over to the Orlando Magic, who are without Markelle Fultz, Gary Harris, Jonathan Isaac, Jalen Suggs, and Mo Wagner. So Jalen Suggs mainly the new one there. Obviously, he's not in that starting lineup. Not that he was pretty much most of the season anyways, besides Cole Anthony dealing with his illness and coming off the bench to one game. But one less player there. Rotation changes just a little bit overall. And then for the New York Knicks, Quentin Grimes is listed as questionable, although the news says that he was only able to shoot free throws yesterday in practice, so I doubt he ends up playing today. For the Boston Celtics, they're without Gallinari and Robert Williams once again, so no changes there. The Bulls are just without Lonzo Ball, so no major changes there as well. Move down to the Utah Jazz. Udoka Azubuike's out once again. Mike Conley is listed as the projected starter today, but is a back-to-back, and there is a good chance that he does not end up playing today. In that case, could be interesting to see who we see in that starting lineup, whether it's a Malik Beasley, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, or Colin Sexton. Sexton would make a lot of sense, but he's still pretty limited in terms of the minutes that he's been able to play this season. For the Rockets, they're without Ty Washington, Jayshawn Tate, and Bruno Fernando. Usman Garuba did start the last time out. Sengun was still coming off the bench. Both could be in play today, and both could be interesting options, especially in GPPs. San Antonio Spurs are all the way healthy at this point in time. Minnesota Timberwolves are without Kyle Anderson, and Luka Garza is also out as well. For the Brooklyn Nets, Seth Curry, TJ Warren both out once again. Joe Harris did make his return last time out, but was coming off the bench. For the Memphis Grizzlies, we got Danny Green, Jaren Jackson Jr., Zaire Williams all out once again. Dylan Brooks is listed as questionable today. We'll see if he ends up playing tonight or not. John Conchar is probably the most likely one to be moved from that starting lineup. So it definitely makes a difference whether or not he's viable tonight, whether or not Brooks starts, and if Brooks is in that starting lineup overall. The Denver Nuggets are just without Colin Gillespie at this point in time. And then for the Portland Trailblazers, Gary Payton II and Olivia Osara are both out. Trent Wofford listed as a game-time decision. We'll see if he makes it back, and even if he makes it back, if he's in the rotation overall. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on all the injuries in play for today's slate. Not too many new ones there. Obviously, we're looking at the Dylan Brooks news. We're looking at the Mike Conley news. And then, obviously, Chris Boucher news as well. Looks like Scotty Barnes should be out as he's doubtful. Quentin Grimes, I would assume, is out once again. So not too many changes, not too many things that we're looking for at this point in time. But if anything does change throughout the day, I will list updates down in the comments below as well. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to DraftKings and talk about my picks for today. So at the point guard position, we're going right back to Trey Jones. He's still only $5,000. He's averaging almost 28 fantasy points per game on the season. Got him projected for 29 points tonight. He's paid off at his price tag every single game so far this season. Definitely don't see a reason not to go back to him once again tonight. Then we have his teammate Devin Vassell. Obviously, the one time we played him so far this season was his down game where he didn't shoot well at all. $5,400, looking for 27 points. I'm got him projected for 30 points tonight. He's averaging 32 fantasy points per game on the season so far. Then small forward, we're going with Duncan Robinson. This could change if he does not end up in the starting lineup, but $3,600. Looking for 18 points. I'm got him projected for about 20 tonight. Definitely has some upside for more. Could have some downside for less as well. A lot of it just really depends if he's in that starting lineup or if it's Max Strus overall tonight. Then we move down to power forward with Santi Aldama at $5,100. Pretty reasonable price tag once again. 26 points is what we're looking for out of him. Got in some foul trouble the last game out. Do not expect that to be the case once again tonight, so I do have him projected for about 29 points, which is what he's been averaging on the season as well. And then last but not least, on the DraftKings side, we have Nikola Jokic at $10,900. Averaging about 57 fantasy points per game on the season, and that's what I have him projected for tonight as well, 58 points in tonight's game against the Portland Trailblazers. Should be a pretty good matchup for him overall, going against Joseph Nurkic, who he's typically done pretty well against in his career overall. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players that I do have listed here, you have $20,000 exactly remaining, which is just under $6,700 per player, and that looks like a pretty bad number there. We're not going to talk about that at this point in time. But, a lot of different ways that you could approach this slate, whether you want to pay up for some other studs alongside Nikola Jokic, or if you want to build a bounce build. I don't think it's a bad day to build a bounce build by any means whatsoever. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my picks over there as well. So at the point guard position, we're going right back to Trey Jones once again, $5,400, looking for 27 points out. I'm averaging 28 so far on the season. Got him projected for 29 points tonight. I didn't mention it in the DraftKings section, but this is a coming home game for him as well. He's from the Minnesota area. There's probably going to be a lot of family there cheering him on and everything else like that too. So maybe a little bit extra boost if you want to buy into something like that. Then at shooting guard, we have Tyrese Haliburton at $8,500. Looking for 44 points out. I'm got projected for about 45 tonight. Been very, very strong start to the season for him. The first game of the year was a little bit down, but the 2 other games besides that, very, very good for Tyrese Haliburton. If this game stays competitive against the 76ers, expect him to be a big reason why. Then at shooting guard, we got Duncan Robinson once again, $3,800, looking for 19 points out. Currently, I'm projected for 20 points. This is one that could change if he does not end up in that starting lineup. So just look out for that news as the day moves along. Then we move down to power forward once again with Santi Aldama. He's even cheaper on FanDuel. He's $4,400, looking for 22 fantasy points out of him, averaging almost 29 on the season. Currently, I'm projected for about 28 points on the FanDuel side tonight. Then at center, we have Kelly Olynyk at $4,800. Looking for 24 fantasy points out of him. A weird kind of down first game on the year, but ever since then, he's been up over 30 minutes. He's been playing very well at $4,800. That's way too cheap of a price tag. Currently, I'm projected for 29 points, but definitely offers some upside for more tonight as well. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players that I do have on the FanDuel side today, you have $33,100 remaining, just over $8,200 per player. So definitely a lot of strategies that you could apply today, whether you want to pay up for a couple studs and pay down for some other value options, or if you want to take a little bit more balanced approach, go right around that $8,300 price range. That's definitely viable today as well. But with that being said, these are my core picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for today, October 24th. As always, if you have any questions related to NBA DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on tonight's slate, whether it's someone from my core 5 picks for either site, or if it's a completely different player. Also, be sure to mention whether or not that's for FanDuel or DraftKings, just to get a better notion of which site you guys play on. And obviously, the prices do vary a little bit site to site as well. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. Helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at CoachCraigSports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS. At this point in time, it is NBA and NFL DFS. And then with that being said, if you are a new or current subscriber who's yet to do so, also be sure to hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Go live for a live stream. Got a bunch of that stuff happening at this point in time. Right now, it is the daily NBA DFS Core Pick videos, Monday through Friday. We'll mix in some weekends here and there as I'm able to do so. Was not able to do that this past weekend, but looking forward to doing it a little bit in the future as well. And then for the NFL side, weekly Core Pick videos going up Friday or Saturday on YouTube, and then doing the live streams for the Monday night and Thursday night games about 45 minutes prior to lock, going over the DraftKings single game showdown slate. I know there's a couple of other people that pop in that like to play on FanDuel, so I try to touch on that if I'm able to do so as well. But definitely be sure to check those out if that's something you're into as well. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special little shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.